consider sellers, note that price came back to this area here, then we left. Price revisited that area. This is the beginning of the sell zone. Price came to it, and so let's mark that one off. And I say the beginning of a sell zone, and this is because when price tests an area of supply or demand, it normally pokes an area of supply and demand, and it attempts to reach that area of supply and demand. But if it cannot reach it, it will turn around before. And we're seeing this. This is a great example of a buy zone. This is the area of demand, and this is really good right here because look how attractive this price was. It was such an attractive price actually that when it came down here that we managed to remove that weekly supply that we saw. And so wouldn't you think that if price came below that price, it would be an even more attractive price? A lot of the people who were wishing they got in here thought, oh man, the train left the station. But the people who are patient, they know that I'll wait patiently until price is on sale, and price is on sale below this pullback just here. I can't even see what price level that is, so let me have a look. This is the 81.55 area, about the 81.55. So this is a discount price for Bitcoin. Okay, price did a similar thing here, but price actually poked into this area of supply and it went down. So price actually went all the way to this area of supply. And this is not an incredibly beautiful area of supply because we did not consume we did consume micro demand, and I'll show that in just a second, but we did not do a whole lot of damage to the structure of the market. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to move in here. We're going to have a bit of an autopsy of price action. It looks pretty messy here, but it's actually not at all. We look for the origin of a strong move. We had one here. Okay, this is the origin of a strong move. Price raced north. We came down to it once, twice, three times. We came back to this area here, which is supply, and it's supply because we had micro demand. Come on, from here, from around here. We came down to it once, twice, and then we cut through it. So this is interesting because it consumed this child demand, and this is child demand because this was established as a result of the presence of this parent. Okay, this is established independently of any other area. This one is now gone. The area that removed it is this one here. So this is where we can expect price to test in the future. Note that price tested it, but we did not manage to move through this area of demand from this price point here, but we did from this one here. So this is the one that is responsible for removing this area of supply, and price came to that almost to the pip. And we discussed this one as well a long time ago. We said that price would probably come back to this area here and depart and move lower, and it did, because this is the area that was strong enough to remove this area here. Again, this is not an attractive area because this is we see a lot of white candles being painted by the software telling us that we have liquidity that's being distributed, which is not good for future reactions at that price point. We tested it once. The second time price moved almost all the way through it. We moved to the origin of, to the slingshot, which is just here, the high of this candle here, and we went down. This is where we came to more or less, tested it twice, and now we push through it from this area just here. So this one is now gone. I'm just going to mark off the parent. This is really messy. They aren't really, but this is like the place where price went back to. Tested, removed by what? By this. Come on. By around here. But this is not a pretty area for the reasons we expressed a second ago. A lot of trading here. We want to see, shirt tearing strength. This is not shirt tearing strength. This is a nice move, but this is just not a very pretty area. So I would expect price to move below here. This is where the origin of this move started from. We raced north, the slingshot was pulled back, we went north, we accumulated, boom, and we busted north into this opposing area of supply that is tested for the second time. Each time it's tested, it becomes weaker. Contrary to modern belief, where areas of supply and demand that are tested multiple times, supply and demand, or many refer to it as support and resistance, they're not the same. But each time an area is tested, the liquidity at that price point diminishes. Okay, so on each test, there's less and less interest in buying or selling at that area. It was tested once, there was a lot of interest. Tested twice, there was less interest. We went a little bit deeper. So we can expect price to move through this in the not so distant future, and I think that we're probably going to see some significant rallies from around this price point just here. This is a bump in the road, and so this is going to be a challenge to move through, but technically speaking, based on what the price chart is telling us, you can see that this is an interesting area to buy at just here. If we have a look at areas to sell at, we're going to have to go to the daily chart again, zoom in. Where are we? Okay, so if we look here, so we had this area of, it was tested, this area of supply, removed this demand. We'll go to the parent, which is just here. Tested, and now where is that? Is that intact? It's been removed. The area that did it is actually here, and this is the one that we discussed just a moment ago. Okay, tested, removed by this one, and so you continue to do your back step here. This one is now gone. Zoom out. Tested. This one's removed. It originates from here, but this is not attractive because of this. So looking down here, so we have to find some areas. This is an interesting area to sell at because this is a really strong push. This is also the absolute top, but we do have a sell zone here. And when you have an area of supply or demand and you have the buy or sell zone that is not close to it, well, that means that there is going to be an enormous interest to sell beyond this sell zone or buy. If we look at this example, beyond this buy zone. So once price goes below here, we're going to have some hungry buyers jumping in. When we see price start to move above this this sell zone, we're going to see some hungry sellers engage in the market. Okay, I'm not going to go on for too much longer. That was my analysis of the Bitcoin to American dollar cross. If you have any questions or requests, please send me an email via the Pipnotic website. If you're interested in using our software to analyze crypto, sign up via the Pipnotic website. Thanks for watching.